With green-tinted fins, a pink stripe and speckled belly, they're easy to recognize. A healthy fish that is raised with love creates a succulent, tasty fillet on the dinner plate.
Ken is the supervisor of the cold water hatchery. He cares for the eggs and watches them grow into healthy trout.
When they're born, you get pretty proud and you really look after them, and you feel a sense of paternalism with the fish.
Cold Water Fisheries has more than 1 million fish eggs delivered to their hatchery each year.
We bring in eggs 3 times a year out of the state of Washington. When the eggs come in, they come in at 4 degrees.
Keeping them cool in transit stops them from hatching. When they arrive, they need to be warmed up gradually in fresh water to begin their life cycle. A female trout can produce 1,000 eggs in just a few days. 98% of the eggs hatch. Ken removes any that don't. When Ken sees their eyes developing, he knows in 2 weeks' time they'll hatch. They have a yolk sac attached to their belly. This supplies nutrients for the first few weeks of their life.
The baby fish are known as fry.
Right now in that building, there's 290,000 sac fry.
There's 6,000 small fry in each tray. Once the yolk sac has been absorbed, at around 2 inches long, they're now called fingerlings. Now Ken starts to feed them fish meal pellets, and they need more room to grow.
Each tank holds 20,000 fingerlings. After 8 months, they are reaching adulthood. The trout are now ready for open waters.
The trout are driven along the shores of Lake Huron to Cold Water Fisheries Farm on Manitoulin Island.
The setup here is open big water aquaculture. It's open net pens. The fish are free to swim for the entire time they're farmed here.
Thomas feeds them fish meal pellets throughout the day.
That's right, fish. Trout are carnivores, and they eat tiny fish in the wild.
In nature, a trout can grow to over 10 pounds. If you catch one that size, anglers refer to it as a trophy fish.
These fish will be harvested when they reach around 3 pounds. It takes at least 18 months for them to grow to that size.
On an average harvest year, this site will have about 1.8 million pounds of harvest-sized fish.
That's a total of 600,000 fish each year.
When they're harvested, they're basically harvested by hand with a dip net. It's a very friendly harvest method.
After being chilled in ice for 24 hours, these 1,000-pound crates drop the trout onto the production line. Pamela is preparing these fish to be sold as whole trout, but they must be dressed first.
We do a product called large dressed trout, which more like 3 to 5 pounds. They're completely gutted and gilled by hand, and they're just washed and cleaned.
Cold water fisheries produce 50,000 pounds of trout per week and 3 million pounds a year.
Once they're weighed, the fish are ready for packaging. 50 pounds of dressed fish gets packed in boxes and covered with ice. If fish are stored at 0 degrees Celsius, they'll stay fresh for up to 10 days after being dressed.
Cold water fisheries also prepare and fillet trout.
When the fillet line takes the fish, they're automatically weighed. The fillet machine splits the fish, removes the rack, which is the backbone of the fish.